Hello and welcome to the Social Ad School. In this video, we're going to talk about what to do when you're ready to start writing. Now, a lot of people, they get the blank page syndrome where they're like, I don't know what to write. They're staring at that white screen or a white piece of paper. Artists have this problem when they're looking at a blank canvas. Musicians, when they're looking at a computer screen and they've got their keyboard in front of them and they're like, where do I go? Where do I start? This is the second part of the series. The first part is where we actually show you how to overcome the blank page syndrome when you're writing copy. But today we're actually going to talk about what to do once you've done the footwork and you're ready to start writing, what to do next. Tom, take it away.
Yeah, so the blank page syndrome, it's honestly like I had it as a beginner because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, if you just follow that checklist we did in the part one episode, you'll be completely fine. You'll never have to deal with it again. It's super simple stuff. So um, there we kind of tell you how to prep, and now I'm going to actually tell you my process, and really it should be you can use it too. It's 7 steps. So let's get to them.
Let's
The
do it.
first one is gather all your materials. You know what you want to say. You have all your pain points that you want to hit. You know the exact beliefs you have to overcome. You know their objections. You know what they're already thinking. You know the platform you're writing on, who you're talking to, and you have your big idea. So you know exactly what you want to say, right? Now, get a timer. This is step 2. Get a timer. Set the timer for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 33 minutes, 50 minutes, however long uh, you've blocked off the time, or however long you want to give yourself to write. If you don't feel like writing, here's a bonus tip. If you don't feel like writing, set your timer for 10 minutes. Okay? Write for those 10 minutes. If you still don't feel like writing, maybe get up, walk around, do something else. But usually after those 10 minutes of writing, you get in a writing mode. Okay, so set that timer for 10 minutes and warm yourself up. Step 3, make sure your phone and computer goes on airplane mode or gets turned off. Okay, there should be literally 0 distractions whatsoever. So you got all your materials, you got your timer, you have gotten rid of the distractions. Hit start on the timer and let it rip. Write it all out, write your idea completely. Don't second guess yourself, get super involved. Worry about editing later. The part of your brain that writes is completely different than the part of your brain that edits. Okay, so if you're editing while you're trying to write, your writing is going to come out really stiff, stodgy, and it's honestly not going to reflect all the work you put in, all the resources you dug for, because you're writing with your editing brain. So this is going to take a little work because you're going to want to backtrack on everything you wrote. Um, that's actually why I kind of like to write with a pen and paper sometimes, because you can't just delete something, right? You can cross it out, but it's still kind of going to be there. So that's kind of another tip.
Yeah, something I found that when I do journaling in the morning, and it's one of those things where I don't question or edit what I'm writing. It's just like a free flow of thought. And I found that as I get farther along in that process, because I'll write about 3 pages, when I'm on the 3rd page is actually where the gold starts to happen.
Yes.
The first stuff is just silly, just mundane stuff like, what do I have to do today? What's going on? Oh crap, I forgot to do that. Okay,
Yeah.
the dog is barking. Okay, I'm just writing whatever's happening, what I'm experiencing, and then as I get more into it, I get deeper into my subconscious, and that's where a lot of the gold happens. So, I want to
Yeah.
just throw that out there.
No, a ton of writers, including myself, it's like just throughout the first 2 paragraphs, like just or the first 2 pages, just toss them out. Um, Not all the time, but yeah, a lot of times, like that's just how it is. Um, but even then, if you're throwing out the first 2 pages, the blank page is gone. So like that's taken care of. That's completely like it's that simple. It really is. But you're still not done writing. I said, you want to get super involved in this. So you've written, you kind of got it all out, or so you think. Well, go back and look over your notes. Go back, look over the pain points. Look to see what you used, see what you didn't use. You might have forgotten proof points, or maybe forgot this little line here and there. Like, I know a lot of times I'll, bullet out like lines that I think are like, um, I'll be like, man, this will be perfect right before a call to action. Or go back and look over your notes because you're gonna find gold, right? When you were digging, you have all the materials you need. Just trust yourself that you have it. And then you're gonna go back, and that's gonna once again, it's gonna fire up your brain, and you're gonna start writing again. All right. So now you're writing even more. You can inject new ideas. You can completely scrap your stuff and just write a whole new ad. Whatever it is, just keep it coming. The only thing now you have to do is do not let the editing mode kick in. Just trust this process. Trust that you're going to edit later. So that is part 6. Just don't let yourself get into editing mode. Once you've gotten it all out, you've gone through all your notes, you've written for half hour, 50 minutes, perhaps you did 2 sessions. So the timer went off, you walked away, came back and wrote some more. This is tip number 7. This is the last one. Walk away from your copy. Walk away from it completely. Go do something. Go do something for 15 minutes. Go do something for a half hour. Go do something for an entire day, 2 days. Get away from it. Let it settle. And now your brain is going to enter editing mode. Okay. When you come back to that copy and you look at it, it's going to be a completely different part of you looking at it. And that's when the real polishing comes in. But that's for the next episode.
This is really just describing the creative process.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. Everybody who's making anything, it could be a sculptor, it could be a jewelry maker, musician, filmmaker. If you're writing a script for a film, you got to walk away. You got to give your subconscious mind time to marinate on the things, and the stuff that you thought was killer. You might think, oh, maybe I could tweak it a little bit more or do some more to this, but the fact that you haven't edited yet and you're giving yourself time to step back away from it, now you're approaching it with clearer eyes that aren't tainted by the euphoria or the experience of just writing because it was fun to write and you didn't have to worry about anything. Now you're going to start getting serious, so you got to clear your mind first before you approach it.
Yeah, and I mean, this whole process is so easy, but I don't know why it took me, a year to really just, I don't know, gather all my materials, set a timer, turn off my phone and write and write and write and write and don't edit. It's so easy to do and you can literally do it right away. But for some reason it will take practice because it just doesn't feel like writing's supposed to feel laborious, and it's supposed to feel like it's this magical thing that people do behind closed doors, but it really is just knowing what you want to write, setting time to write it, and then actually writing it, and then not stopping until it's literally all out, and then walking away and editing. That is what it is. And so it took me a while, and I had to hear a few different people kind of say it, especially the greats. I had to hear, I don't know, probably a dozen people say this because it wouldn't register in my mind. This is how it's done. But
so cool. Yeah. So give me an
it is.
example of getting back to just automatically writing and just getting stuff out of your head, not editing. Let's say you're doing a Facebook ad. What would you be writing for a Facebook ad? Just free form. Would you just be going into, okay, these clients are struggling with these problems, and you just go all the different problems, and then you kind of circle different areas of pain points that you're like, that's a killer pain point, and then you'd say you just start writing headlines for those pain points and just kind of going all over the place? Is that how you work?
Yeah, it's so you in your you gather okay, so you have your avatar and you have the pain points associated with that avatar, and then you have the beliefs associated with that pain point, right? And so you're kind of sitting there and you're thinking to yourself ooh, well, this pain point, this is probably the worst pain point, and this is the belief connected with that pain point. How would I talk to someone with that pain point or belief? What would be my opening line? How would I get their attention, right? And you have your idea, and you mix your idea with, how you would get that person's attention. And from there, that's when gold happens, right? So a lot of people don't do that. They'll just kind of sit down and like, okay, I'm going to write based on this pain point. But it's like, you don't really have an idea yet. Like, but because you thought of an idea, right? Say it's like a challenge, like the 10-day challenge to lose 20 pounds. All right. Mixed with a pain point, which is I've tried everything. Or the pain point is I can't lose weight. I've tried, and the belief is I've literally tried everything, even though we know that's not true. And then your idea is the 10-day weight loss challenge. Like, once you bring those together, how would you talk to someone, right? How would you introduce the 10-day challenge with the person with that pain point and that belief? And that's the entry point for a lot of my copy. I'm sure other people have different entry points, but you could do this with every single pain point. You can do this with every single pain point in every single avatar. So, you're talking about 9, 12, 15 variations, depending on how many avatars you have, how many serious pain points and beliefs there are. And then obviously you just kind of let it flow. So it flows like a conversation. Like, if it doesn't feel right to inject like a statistic or something, some sort of proof, then don't inject proof, or if it doesn't feel right to ask an open-ended question, don't ask an open-ended question. But you can start your ads with open-ended questions. You can start your ads with statistics and proof, right? It just kind of has to feel right given, I guess, the situation, given the, avatar, given the pain point, given however you decide to write your message. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I guess it can be kind of complicated,
yeah,
but it's simple.
you're just giving yourself permission to explore every single opportunity you have at your disposal based upon the work
Exactly.
that you've done before. And if it sucks, it's cool. Just keep going. You're just going to put these two things together. You're going to try different, going to use this pain point with this avatar based on the big idea that you have. And you're going to apply that to all the different avatars and see what happens. Just keep working it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like a big salad. You're just tossing the
literally.
salad, yeah, up in the air and seeing where the vegetables land.
Yeah, and there's something just like when you have all that information on people, that's where like the creativity comes out of. Like, it doesn't come out of like not knowing anything and sitting at your desk. It's like really diving in on a Facebook group and like talking to people, or maybe getting involved with like customer service on the phone. Like, your brain just starts like lighting up like a light bulb, like from all over, and you'll just be writing. Like, I have notes scribbled everywhere, just like I have to capture that idea because I can use it.
Cool.
And so, yeah, when it comes time to write and you've done all of this, I mean, where's the blank page? I mean, you should have, at least 2 to 4 pages of research, you know, for a, small Facebook ad. Where's the blank page, Even if you don't know how to open it, you should know how to close it, right? Most ads close pretty similarly. Click the link here. Just write that then. Add a fact, okay? That's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
The blank page, it just doesn't exist if you gathered all your materials. It doesn't.
Thanks everybody for watching the video. If any of this content is valuable to you, please like it, share it, comment. If you have a thing that you do when you're writing a process that we didn't talk about, please leave it in the comments below. We'd love to have a conversation about that and get new insights into your process of writing. And with that, we'll see everybody on the next episode.